Hello, everybody. It was the night of Halloween. Game 6 of the World Series. Just my reactions to it and my thoughts for Game 7 going on tomorrow. So first of all, Yoshinobu Yamamoto has clearly been the best player in the entire series. Out of any player on the Dodgers and on the Blue Jays, he's just been absolutely fantastic. And yeah, so get that out of the way. He might pitch tomorrow. We'll see. I doubt he will. I don't think Dave Roberts will let him, but we'll get on to the reaction. So that was an insane ending to the game with the double play there. And if so, when the ball hit the wall on the double, became out of play. If you didn't know that rule, you're casual. I sorry to tell you that, but that's the truth. I don't know how you wouldn't have known that rule if you've ever watched baseball for a long period of time. But yeah, you're casual. The umpires really squeezed Roki a lot in the eighth and the ninth inning there. A little bit nervous there. Well, I was more than a little bit nervous. That could have easily gone to the Blue Jays' way, and they could have easily won that game. So now we're going to go on to the Game 7 predictions, because that's kind of what I care about. I assume we're going to start Ohtani tomorrow. I'm a Dodgers fan, by the way, if you didn't know that. I assume we're going to start Ohtani tomorrow, and maybe 3 or 4 innings. I don't see him doing more than 4 innings. I don't think he should do more than 4 innings. And then I think we'll go in with Glasnow. He only pitched like 3 pitches, I think. Curveball out, 2 or 3 pitches for the double play. Yeah, I think he threw like 3 pitches, 4 pitches. He threw under 10, and that shouldn't be an issue to your arm. Because if you don't know, when you're actually a pitcher, you throw pitches while you're recovering in the next couple of days. You throw about 20 pitches, from what I understand. And that's to keep your arm loose and to help it recover, actually. It's not like after you lift weights, you just let yourself recover. You actually, if you lift really light weights, it helps you recover a little bit quicker. For example, in the NFL, players lift weights after games and before games and stuff like that to get their bodies ready for the next week. You don't just rest by doing nothing. You rest by actively taking an active approach to your rest. So Glasnow should be fine for Game 7. I don't think anything. Maybe the warm-up might have affected him slightly, maybe make him a little bit less tired. But he should still have like 4 days of rest. Theoretically, I guess he technically would have 0 days of rest, but you know what I'm saying. And 4 days of rest is enough for you to pitch. It's just not ideal. 5 days is when you're the most fresh. Ohtani needs to bring the boom tomorrow. He needs to play well if the Dodgers want to win this game. I don't see them winning the game. If they score under 3 runs, I don't see the Dodgers winning. I think they're going to need a 5 to 7 run outing to win the game. I think it'll be a high-scoring endeavor tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm not sure if the Blue Jays runs will come in bunches or not. I want to say they will, just because that's kind of how the series has been going the entire time. Like in a 4th inning or something, they'll score like 4 runs. However, with the pitching changes and knowing it's a Game 7, like they're not going to see Bond, or they're not going to see Treinen. At least I hope not. So they should see our best pitchers. I expect Blake Snell to pitch maybe an inning tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked if he does. And I wouldn't be that shocked if Yoshi pitches an inning tomorrow. If it's like the 9th inning and, we want someone to come in, I could see himself forcing himself to get into that game. I hope he doesn't pitch tomorrow, because if he does pitch, well, I either hope he pitches tomorrow or I hope he really doesn't pitch tomorrow. I hope we are winning and he doesn't need to pitch. If he does pitch tomorrow, it means it's a really close game and we're probably winning. So in that aspect, I do hope he pitches. But for his career, I don't think he should pitch. I don't think it'll be great for his arm. I don't think it'll be awful for his arm. If you actually look into any studies and stuff like this, the Japanese schedule of throwing like a ridiculous amount of innings actually isn't bad for your arm, and it actually makes you less likely to get injured, so long as you're not pitching on an injury and pitching in pain. So as long as Yoshi actually feels good tomorrow, he should be able to pitch. So the Dodgers are going to have to want to come out strong with Scherzer pitching. Clayton Kershaw might also pitch an inning or two tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked. I would be shocked if he pitched 2 innings, but 1 inning I could see for sure. With Scherzer pitching tomorrow, we have to be able to score with Scherzer in the game. He's not a great pitcher this season. He is Max Scherzer. He's one of the 3 best pitchers of our generation. I'd say he's a third. He's not better than Verlander, and he's definitely not better than Kershaw. If you look at an objective stance, I believe one of my friends says that he's the best pitcher of the generation, and I think he says it because Verlander was on the Astros, so he's like, he cheated, he benefited from the cheating. I don't look at it in that way, even though I'm a Dodgers fan. I don't like the Astros. I think Kershaw's clearly the best pitcher of the generation. My brother disagrees. He literally was just the most dominant. I could do another video on that later, maybe. Verlander is a very close second. Verlander's fantastic. And then Scherzer, honestly, Scherzer's not nearly as good as them, if you ask me. Scherzer's fantastic, but he didn't have the individual dominance like them. Even his Cy Young season wasn't that crazy impressive. He doesn't really have a sub 2.5 ERA. Sub 2, honestly, near the low 2s is what I guess I'm trying to get at. Which is what I'd probably want for a Cy Young caliber pitcher, which he certainly is. He's a Hall of Famer. Scherzer was more of a very great longevity guy and always very good. Scherzer also hasn't been great in the big moments like Kershaw, although the Kershaw choking is kind of a myth, and it's largely due to the lack of a bullpen that the Dodgers had early on in his career, and Dave Roberts would keep him in. Well, I guess it wasn't Dave Roberts first, but the Dodgers keep him in longer, and which would lead to him giving up more runs. So what I'm trying to say here, though, is if the Dodgers cannot put up 3 to 4 runs on Max Scherzer, they're going to be in a world of hurt. I expect Scherzer to pitch somewhat well. He's going to give 100% effort. But with that in mind, I don't think he's going to pitch as many innings. He's going to go max effort on, I think, every single pitch. Mad Max is a phenomenal pitcher, and he's going to give it everything he's got for the Blue Jays. With that being said, I'd like to see Ohtani pitch at 100% effort. I don't want you to lead. A 1-run outing for him would be very bad, in my opinion. He cannot afford to give up a run. Because the most he's going to really pitch, because 1 run in 4 innings isn't bad. It's not great, but it's pretty good, actually. 1 run in 4 innings is pretty good. But I want him to hit max effort. I'd rather him go no runs in 3 innings and then get out of the game than 1 run in 4. Obviously, I think most people would. But what I'm trying to get at here is, though, pitch max effort, get everybody out, and just focus on doing your best to win the game in the short time you're going to be pitching. And then let Glasnow come in. Glasnow, I think, can pitch very well, a very good game. And same thing with him. Don't focus on your longevity that game. Maybe him. Because he's the only guy who's going to be able to go long for us tomorrow, unless we put in Kershaw, which I don't expect us to do. But yeah. So yeah, come out strong, Glasnow, and then leave the game up to your other guys. Have faith in your bullpen, even though they've been shaky. The issue is, though, we haven't really given them any opportunities to save games. Every save opportunity we've given our bullpen, we've seemed to have gotten. We haven't really blown any games. And that's because we just haven't had any games to blow. We've had, I think, 2 games we could have possibly lost, maybe 3 this entire postseason, due to our bullpen. And Hiroki Sasaki's came through for us. So I expect a our pitchers to pitch as if our team has their back. Do not count on your offense pitchers. Do your best to give up 0 runs. Unlike the Blue Jays, we can't afford to give up run. Now, as for the Blue Jays, on the other hand, Mad Max. If I'm Mad Max, what I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to give up 0 runs. I'm trying to give you a really good, solid outing. If I can give up 2 runs in 7 to 8 innings, I'm doing phenomenal. And you put the Blue Jays in a really solid position to win this game. If Mad Max can go 7 to 8 innings and give up 2 to 3 runs, I expect the Blue Jays to be able to win the game. Which is hard to say. Very unfortunate, because the Dodgers haven't been able to score more than about 5 runs this entire World Series. And the Blue Jays offense is really deadly, so I don't expect their bats to go cold in the Game 7. I expect them to put a couple runs up on the board, which is why I'm saying the pitchers have to focus on giving up no runs. Obviously, you always try to give up 0 runs when you're pitching. However, instead of focusing on trying to have a quality outing, which you usually should do for a game, the Dodgers specifically need to try to give up 0 runs, go max effort. While as the Blue Jays the Max Scherzer needs to focus on longevity, and then have his bullpen guys clean up, and hope you have a 2-run outing, and hope your offense is good enough to win you a 2-run ball game, 2 to 3-run ball game, which the Blue Jays offenses seem to have been able to do. So yeah, that's my thoughts for this video. Let me know what you guys think are going to happen in Game 7. Let me know if you have any plans for watching Game 7. I don't. I'm just going to watch it here. Let me know your predictions and final score. Let me know your final score. Here's my prediction. I'm a Dodgers fan, so I'm going to say Dodgers. Dodgers 4-3. 4-3. We'll see. I think it's going to be a great Game 7. I hope the Dodgers win. See ya.